Hello, entrepreneurs. My name is Bimal Shah. I'm on a mission to make pioneers out of entrepreneurs by helping you achieve your 3 year goal in 1 year that's tied to your 25-year vision and 5 year moonshot. I do it through weekly sprints and 90-day leaps. This is the Pioneers Academy podcast, and I'm on a mission to make a million pioneers. And I thought this podcast channel will help you achieve your 3 year goal and jump to the next level. I'm going to be showing lots of training and lots of great episodes, so join on this podcast and get all the training and resources you need to achieve your 3 year goal in 1 year and make yourself a pioneer. I wrote 13 books, Becoming a Pioneer, and you can get all those 13 books on Amazon. We're going to give away to every listener who listens on this podcast a $100 Amazon gift card so you can get all the books and learn how to become a pioneer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pioneers Academy podcast, where we bring you practical strategies, breakthrough ideas, and inspiring conversations to help entrepreneurs grow their businesses and achieve lasting success. I'm your host, April, and thank you for joining us for another exciting episode. Today's topic is AI front desk and AI lead activation. And joining us today is our very own business strategist, entrepreneur, best-selling author, and founder of Rajport Achievers, Bimal Shah. Hi, Bimal. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me here. Glad to continue the conversation on AI. It's the top of everyone's mind, and a lot of people have a lot of questions, and great to bring some clarity and transparency on this AI aspects and the resources that I can bring to the table.
Well, Bimal, I know our listeners are also excited to learn more from the previous episodes they listened with us. So let's dive right into our today's topic. So let's start with you often say business owners are losing time and money to work that doesn't need a human. How do AI front desk system change the game for answering calls, qualifying leads, and making sure that there's no opportunity falls through the cracks?
So here's one of the things, the front desk system has been, misinterpreted because many people just call it as a front desk or a chatbot. And that's where they don't do the job of engaging the audience. They don't do the job of pre-qualification. They don't do the job of booking appointments, or they don't do the job of integrating it with the systems. So imagine, having a complete soup to nuts system that takes everything from beginning to end and takes it right to your calendar where almost everything is done. And if you need appointments, and let's say you're running a spa or a med spa, just to give you an example, then the whole thing is done from beginning to end, and there's pre-qualification where the call is booked, and then they can come in and do what the treatment and whatever is needed, or you maybe just go straight to the calendar and the booking is done, and customers show up at your door. So there is a system that does this, not just a chatbot. And that many times, the system requires complete technical integration to your backend systems, requires a regenerative AI, a deep AI thinking, and all of those things. And that's where the front desk systems can change the game.
That's such a great point, Bimal. And I think many business owners don't realize how many opportunities they miss simply because they can't respond quickly enough. And having an AI front desk available 24/7 will really change the customer experience. Thank you for that. And can you also point or like paint a before and after picture of a professional services firm that went from missed calls and overwhelmed staff to an AI front desk that handles intake, routing, and follow up around the clock?
So let's just talk about the previous, example or business industry that we're talking about, a med spa. So let's say, because there are quite a few med spas that are out there. So there's a med spa that loses, calls because people call and they're busy, or they maybe call after hours, or they're calls are busy or their employees are busy and their chatbot said, let me connect you to someone, and that person never got connected, and the person who was surfing the website left or hopped off. So over here we built a complete system that never missed anything and never needed to actually connect to the office, and there was 24/7, and their calendar was integrated with their internal patient now system and all of those systems. And then it integrated through the whole structure, and it built the whole system beginning to end, soup to nuts, and booked appointments on their calendar. So that's a before and after system that were complete integration from beginning to end with their complete back end. It requires a lot of technical work at the back end. So you spend more time initially to set this up. But once it is set up, it's like a home run, and it's like, you're sailing with the wind to your back. So that's the advantage you get by doing it right, and maybe taking a little bit of extra effort, and doing it hard and smart and right in the first time, and integrating everything. And that's what a before and after picture looks like.
That's an incredible transformation, Bimal. But it also requires an effort as well, right? And not just depending on the AI itself. Well, thank you for that example. Now, when you talk about AI lead activation, what does that look like in practice, especially for business sitting on thousands of the dead leads in their CRM that might actually still be interested?
So, a lot of people have database or leads information, old prospects that they've never reached out to and they haven't done anything, or that data is not, you know, properly structured or sequenced or segmented, or there's not a sequencing campaign that is built. There's a lot of things that are not done, and when you build a lead reactivation system, this kind of just looks at the system. Anybody not contacted, after this date, it will consistently follow up and reach out, through different resources that, can be built in the system and customized for the business based upon their goals and their needs. And then it would be in their CRM. And then when it connects through their CRM, it can connect to their backend system that structures everything and makes the flow happen in their business and operationally effective. So it's like all the systems are talking to each other. And just, like in previous episodes, we were talking, when you have a team of attorneys, accountants, advisors, they need to talk to each other. That's when the magic happens. Similarly, in technology, all the systems need to be talking to each other. All the platforms need to be talking to each other. And when they are talking and integrated and connected, magic happens. And that's what we do. We build and we connect all this and make the lead reactivation work.
I love that perspective, Vimal. And it's quite different when you have someone who will guide you, who is knowledgeable about this. So that's really important to connect with people who really knows what this system is for. And that's so important of your guidance, Bimal, right? So I really encourage our dear listeners to take that first step, check on our show notes and also our previous episodes. Thank you, Bimal. Now, many owners worry an AI front desk will feel cold or impersonal. How do you design the system so that they still feel human and reflect the company's value and build trust with new prospects?
So today's technology allows you to choose many character traits and many, messaging friendly tones, professional, this, that, and you can actually structure and, you can get a choice, or you can even build your own, custom to design to have you, interact with your own customers, and maybe we record, how you do it and build it into a character and then utilize that structure to build the messaging. So there's a lot of resources that can come to the table, and then by investing it initially properly and building it proper, building it right, and investing it right, it can make magic. It can really create a huge impact and make it so personalized and customized that you don't have that negative impact or negative image of AI, because many times, like we have been programmed that, oh, if you keep calling a number and you go through so many prompts, like press one to do this, press two to do this, then you press seven again, then you press eight again, then you press six again, then you press four again, and then you get disconnected. And by the time you've gone through all the prompts, you spend half an hour or more, and it just annoys you. It frustrates you. But today's world, you don't have to. You can just say a simple sentence. This is what I would like to do. And if we program the AI properly, the AI can actually structure it right and say, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's where you need to happen. That's what the response can be right away. And some of the companies have adopted that, and it makes a huge difference. There's no more prompts. Yeah, I'm sure you've been through that. I've been through that many times in the past when there was, even still today, there are companies who still have that old system of, so many prompts that you have to go through to get to where you want to. So that's where you make the AI feel human when you eliminate this whole, annoyance or irritants, and you make it the messaging friendlier in a tone that you would want and make it very, very human.
That's really, really true, Bimal. I really experienced that still old structured prompts with other companies. And you know what you have said is really reassuring for our listeners because I know every one of us really wanted a technology that should enhance this relationship, not totally replace the people. And it really sounds like the exactly way of human helping the business achieve. So thank you. Now, you work closely with platforms that integrate voice AI, workflows, and CRM automation. How do you help business owners map out their call flows, lead stages, and follow up rules so AI front desk and AI lead activation work together as one complete system?
So when we start the whole process, we build a lot of SOPs, and the SOPs for AI and structures and things like that. So it's an integrated effort of human and AI working together. So we have a great team, smart people working together cohesively with artificial intelligence to say, okay, this is the process, this is the structure, and this is the process that's going to remain consistent. And when this flow and this consistency remains throughout, we can make it happen. And that's what it takes to make it work. And that's why it's very, very important to, technology. You cannot shop technology by price. That's the worst mistake you can make. Because if you shop technology by price, you can be so misled, because all they have to do is, take out elements to make it look cheap and then give it the same thing as the other. And then you are completely, taken aback by what you got, and it was never what you expected. So technology has to be shopped by outcomes, by results. And that's where you clearly define that these are the results that needs to happen, and the technology that achieves those results is what you need to get. And that's where we come in. We define these results for you, that these are the results, and that's the pricing is based on those results being accomplished with a guarantee. So that's where, hey, we will accomplish, this is what we've done, and that's the fee for those results. And that's a huge difference because nobody else does that. It's just a simple, overall conceptual element which puts you in a black hole, and you don't know what you got. So that's where it makes a huge difference.
Exactly. For those who would like to get it cheaper, you would really get what you paid for. That's most of the misconceptions of those who'd like to avail on a cheaper price. And I really like how you describe it as one connected system rather than a collection of different tools. So we know that when everything will work together seamlessly, then that's when the business really begin to scale more efficiently. Thank you, Bimal. And now, if someone is curious and a little bit skeptical, what's the simple first step they can take using your free AI strategy to see how AI front desk and AI lead activation could work for their own business, Bimal?
So, very simple. we are offering a free AI strategy, to explore your mind and see what we can build for you. No fee, nothing, because we are confident in what we can deliver. And even if you did nothing with us, you have something that you can take back and implement in your business and profit or make money or, have a benefit. And that's what we have to offer. So, you see for yourself that, we're serious in what we offer, and you can see the result for yourself. And then once you see the result and you like what you see, then we can take the next step. So that's the offer in the show notes below. You even visit the website, the Ideal AI Navigator, and check out, the show notes below. And we're also offering many other resources in the show notes below that you can check it out.
Thank you so much, Bimal. And what books of your 13 book series highlights AI strategies, grants, and free money? And how do our viewers and listeners can access to these books?
So, the books that are there, there are technologies addressed many times. I had mentioned that book number 6, I list out, complete different platforms, all the different platforms that exist and what each one is designed for, what it is not designed for, and what you should use it for, what not to use it for. And then that is a great resource to start. And then the later parts of the books, in the series from 7 to 13 indicate some part of it. So, but, this is why I wrote the whole series, because it's an integrated series. It's not a collection of data points, it's a complete system that goes from beginning to end. So get the whole series, which is why I'm offering $100 Amazon gift card. So you don't have to worry about, just take the $100 and spend it in the entire series, and get the entire series. So get your $100 Amazon gift card below and make yourself a pioneer. Hello, pioneers and entrepreneurs. My name is Bimal Shah. I'm on a mission to make pioneers out of entrepreneurs by helping you achieve your 3-year goal in 1 year that is tied to your 25-year vision and 5-year moonshot. I do it through 90-day leaps and weekly sprints and through my own proprietary 4-leap system. I've also written 13 books, the Becoming a Pioneer series. I've founded the Pioneers Academy, the Pioneers Platform, and several resources that help you on several different platforms: the Thrive platform, Transform platform, and Transcend platform. So these are resources and tools that I built for you to double your business in a year and scale exponentially and become the only one in your business.